let's talk about the second coming of cinema, which came out with a resounding 69% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, baby.
Should add that it's now at 73.
Oh, it's gone up slightly. So there we go. The Flash, obviously the reviews started to come in. As I said, I can't talk about it yet. By the time you guys hear this on Saturday, though, my review will probably, actually, no, it will be out, because I know it's allowed to go up before that. So I'm not going to talk about it in general with my feelings on it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but from what I've seen is people are very much going, well, it's not all it cracks up to be.
Well, here's the thing. You can have the reaction. You can do like a first reaction on social media and stuff.
Oh, can I?
So you can say roughly whether you enjoyed it or not. Are you a Tom Cruise or
A Grace Randolph?
It is a
Terry Crews?
enjoyable mess that I don't think I'm gonna watch again.
all right.
There's my review of the film.
Nice.
It is.
Sounds Oscar worthy.
I mean, a lot of what the reviews are saying, it's all here, and that's how I feel about it. There is literally the film literally goes a decade into the past to the events of Man of Steel, and how funny is it that the final act once again is blue laser in the sky? We have not moved from blue lasers in the sky. It is
Nice.
shocking.
Nice.
And it's a lot of what people are saying is true. Look, the CG, it is bad. And the same people that aren't calling it out but calling out in other films need to be called out because, stop. Like, for people that were calling out Quantumania and even Guardians 3 for having a couple CG shots, and especially Thor Love and Thunder, this thing has Thor Love and Thunder CG all over it, and nobody's calling it out. And I'm wondering why. Why? Like,
Because it's not Marvel, that's what.
it
Let's
is.
be honest.
Look, I understand why it's coming in where it's coming. I won't be surprised if this thing ends up in the mid 70s or low 70s when it's all said and done. Maybe even lower, because it's clearly not what they were saying it was, which is, it's the best comic book movie ever made. Everybody loves it. Can't believe how good it is. I didn't see it here, and clearly a lot of other people didn't either. And when you put that much hype on it, people are going in expecting Endgame 2.0. And instead of Endgame 2.0, when you give them The Amazing Spider-Man 2.5,
Oh.
yeah, that's kind of the feeling here. So,
But you do see how much of a big difference. There's two films about the multiverse, right? And you could generally see which one has the most unauthentic reaction. I'm not talking about regular fans. I'm talking about like the people Warner Brothers seems to have paid, and I'm talking about like actors, directors, because there's no way.
Oh, they've paid
everybody.
them off. There's no way.
I want to know how much they got paid, because it's insane. If it was regular
much.
fans, understandable, because
yeah.
who knows? Like if they like it, they like it. But you can see how unauthentic that reaction is versus like Spider-Verse. Like you breathe one time, everybody loves that damn movie.
Yeah.
And you can find
no
spoilers
different
for
going back
Spider-Verse.
to,
You can't
like-
find spoilers for the Flash.
You go back to like BVS, they had that fan screen. They used all these different reactions and made up reactions from Twitter and stuff.
I mean,
it's just the famous version of that now. Like, that's what it is.
It is, and I'm convinced. It's like, oh, Edgar Wright says it's the best comic book movie he's ever seen. Well, that's because Edgar Wright is probably going to direct the movie for James Gunn, right? Like, we're kind of seeing what's happening. A lot of these directors and actors that are talking about it, they're going to land the gig. And, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because there's been directors that have done the same thing with Marvel. Sam Raimi, before he was ever hired for the MCU, he was out there being like, look, I've seen a couple movies, and I think these are absolutely great. So it does happen, but something about The Flash, the way it was pushed out, like 2.5 months ago, we were getting the early reviews, and it's like, boy, we want the CinemaCon, the standing ovation, the cheers, the pop. It's the greatest thing you've ever seen. And now you're seeing, it's like, well, I don't know if it was. And okay, look, it's coming out on Saturday. I'm just gonna, I'll put this out there. Uh, Michael Keaton is checked out of this movie.
I'm shocked.
He is there. He reads the lines. Half of them are not convincing. And trying to convince me that his Batman from Batman Returns does everything he does in this movie now is incomplete. Like, juxtaposition to what they did in those movies. It doesn't feel, in many ways, like the same Batman. I can't explain it, but I was like, this doesn't feel like his version of Batman has aged.
Wait, it doesn't
30
feel
years.
like Batman 89?
No.
But that's my favorite Batman.
He literally, I can't explain this. Like, he feels like he's doing the DCEU version of what a Keaton Batman would be. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it felt weird. I didn't feel like I was connecting to the same Batman. Almost like they were multiversing him from a different one. Like, it's just not there.
Oh my god, he still thinks he's in Morbius. Oh my god.
Honestly, kind of. Some of that line reading was kind of like that. I was like, ooh.
I was gonna say it's the same line. Like in the trailers, it's the same feel as the Morbius stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, like he did like do an interview, and people asked him about that, and he's let's get nuts line. Yeah, it wasn't in the original script. I just said that just to say that.
Yep.
You
And
can
it
tell.
made it in.
You could tell.
Said it.
And also, everybody was hyped for Supergirl. Get ready for a glorified cameo and barely anything.
Oh no! Oh great.
She's there because they couldn't get Henry Cavill in time, and that's what it is. It's
So how do we feel about Muschietti doing Brave and the Bold?
Director wise,